Hello everybody. Today we are going to interview Mr. Amit Jain, the co-founder and CEO of Ashika Wealth Advisors, a group that advises family offices above 100 crores. He was also an ex-country head for Reliance Capital group of companies. Now let's take an insight. Hi Amit, this is Janvi here.
Namaste Janvi.
Oh, namaste Amit.
It's a corona time, so I'll prefer a namaste nowadays.
I understand, no problem. But good to see you after a long time.
Thank you so much. It's a long time.
But this environment is not making me sure that whether it's a doom time or it's an exciting time for the Indian stock market. As you see, everybody is talking about coronavirus over here. Yeah.
Janvi, I'm sure this is not a doom time at all, at least from a stock market perspective.
Okay.
Because we are finding this entry point after 12 years of wait.
God.
Yeah, last entry point which we got was March 2009 when the census was close to 7,000.
Oh, okay. So this is great news then.
Absolutely, it's a great news, and we are advising a lot of our family office to invest money in the market now in a systematic way over next 6 months.
So I think now this what you've shared now is making me more curious to know that what is your view on the main mayhem of coronavirus that it's going on now.
So I think it's more a media frenzy which is creating ruckus in the market.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'll give you 2 stats to prove my facts and why I believe so.
Okay.
One is the population stats and second is the market cap stats in the world.
Done.
Before this correction in the market, the global market size was close to $60 trillion.
Oh.
And the $60 trillion is today $40 trillion because market is corrected by almost $20 trillion or 35%. Market is down 35% from the peak. So that $20 trillion is wiped out today. And the population impacted in the world because of coronavirus is only 0.000001% of the world population. We have around 600 crore people in the world who lives on this earth, right? Out of which only 2 lakh people got infected.
Exactly.
And only 10,000, roughly around 10,000 deaths we have seen it.
More people have got cured. So nobody is talking about people who have got cured.
Absolutely.
People are, so fearful that they're talking about the deaths more.
That fear psyche has actually given us a good entry point in the market, and we are advising actively to invest money in the market.
Okay, this $20 trillion, but I am an Indian, so I need a proper INR number. So if you can tell me, how does this $20 trillion work exactly?
So this $20 trillion will work out to be around 1,500 lakh crore rupees.
Oh God, this is a big number.
Yeah, and India's GDP is close to 2 lakh crore rupees. So I will say the 7 times of India's GDP is wiped out from the global markets.
So I think there's no balance between fear and real factor.
Absolutely right.
If I'm not.
That's where I said it's an exciting time for us, not a doom time for sure. Because we are getting this entry point after a very long wait.
Yeah. But some sectors have drastically gone down and have been badly affected. So I'm a little confused that which sector would actually be impacted due to this virus and which sector would not be impacted. If you could share the same.
So I think there are some sectors which will impact badly because what coronavirus is doing, they are making you stand still.
Yeah.
People don't want to move out of their home. They don't want to go office, they don't want to go to a social gathering, they don't want to move out because they fear that coronavirus will get infected to them, right? So this is putting the stand still on the mobility side of it. So any sector which is related to mobility, something like transport, automobile, commercial vehicle, tourism, hotel industry, airlines, they will have a massive impact on this coronavirus fear. On the other side, you'll have some benefit to some of the sectors. So like healthcare will get benefit from here on.
Totally.
I'm sure in next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months time, you'll find a good vaccination or good cure of coronavirus.
Definitely.
And next 6 to 9 months, we'll not even talk of coronavirus, which we are talking today. But we'll not get this entry point in the market, what we are getting today.
Now.
After 9 months, we'll get a different market price. And I think that may be a time to again switch rather than entering after 9 months. It's a time to entry. So we believe these sectors may give you some opportunity from short to medium term perspective. Healthcare is one. Another sector which we are comfortable with is telecom.
Okay.
So,
of course, because nowadays I'm hearing a lot of work from home. So the e-client thing is also going on a lot.
Absolutely. So telecom may benefit. So if I'm sitting at home, for example, I'm operating out of home, I will watch more videos. I'll go to Amazon Prime or Netflix of the world, download more videos, chat more on the phone just to know that what is happening around the world because I'm not moving out of home. So that may be a temporary uplift for the telecom sector as well, apart from healthcare. However, I'm not very bullish on telecom sector from a stock price perspective because of the tussle with the Supreme Court as of now. There's a ruling, we have seen it. So some sector may benefit, but I think most of the sector will have an impact on coronavirus from short to medium term perspective.
Okay, no problem. So I see that it's a good entry point. But moving back from the coronavirus to our Indian stock market, I have seen that all of this fiasco has started 2 years back. Talking about the bankruptcy of the DHFL, then ILFS, and now coming back to the Yes Bank bankruptcy thing. So how is all of this affecting the Indian economy, and what is your view on the Indian banking system?
So we have shared a view on Indian banking system with our family offices on 17th January 2020.
Yeah, I had heard that.
Yeah, we advise them exit from the banking stocks. We advise them exit from the market as well because the Nifty P was close to 30. And whenever we see a range of 25 to 30 P on Nifty, we always see a major correction in the market. And market always finds its own reason to get into an equilibrium point. And this time the reason was coronavirus.
That's all.
And market will keep giving you reason for correcting to an equilibrium level, which is a fair value. Right? So I think that's where we see that this is an excellent point, one. Number two, if you're talking about this specifically for Indian banking system, I think the Indian banking system has an asset size of around 97 lakh crore in the balance sheet, which they are given to different sector and different companies in India, including their international entities and domestic entities. Out of this 97 lakh crore, 90 lakh crore is given to the Indian companies or their Indian arms, which is more domestic consumption driven. Out of this 90 lakh crore, when our team analyze each bank's balance sheet, we find almost 12 lakh crore to 18 lakh crore loan is given to those sectors which become unviable in last 10 years. So they were viable 10-15 years back, but they are not viable now. Something like infrastructure, something like real estate, power, all those sectors. So these sectors will not be able to pay that amount. So a lot of these sectors either become an NPA already or will become an NPA going forward as well. That's the reason we advise exit. When we got a research report internally, we advise exit from private bank because we were very clear that's a time to exit banking stocks.
Yeah, I had heard. In fact, my family also, I think your team had advised my family as well. And luckily, we switched because we got the advice. And, we switched. So, we've benefited now. But the 17th January 2020 advice that you told to people to exit from the banking sector, I don't think everybody has got this advice and everybody has reacted, even if they have got it from your team. So people who have not reacted to this advice, what would you like to tell them now? Like what should they do now?
One, I think we believe in an investment philosophy called invest rightly, switch timely.
I know.
If you did not switch timely on 17th January 2020 when we advised, it's again a time to switch timely, because what we have seen every point of time, when the next bull run comes, the last leaders of the bull run take a backseat and some new sector emerge as a leader. I'll give you an example. From 1980s to 2000, the manufacturing sector was leading the Nifty compositions. post 2000 to 2010, real estate sector, service sector was leading the Nifty. Nifty. Post 2010, the banking sector was leading the Nifty weightage.
Okay.
Even in October, when we advise exit from the when we advise rebalancing of the portfolio, banking sector was forming almost 40% of Nifty composition.
Okay.
And we were very clear that it looked very dominant. And after 10 years, this dominance of banking may not be there in the Nifty.
Yeah.
So we'll find a new leadership. And I think in the next new leadership, we will find more healthcare name, more probably you will find more back to manufacturing days, because a lot of companies may move from China to India going forward. You will find those names may be coming back. Also, it will be majorly led by a service sector economy.
Yeah, because back then we were always like a manufacturing.
Those days, right? So that was the time. So if you talk about the Sensex, Sensex always reflect which phase of the economy you are.
Okay.
So from 1950s to 1980s, we were an agri economy. The model works only around agri, roti, kapda or makan.
Yeah.
Right? From 1980s to 2000, it was time for manufacturing. There are two reasons. Number one, we were getting very cheap land. And we were getting very cheap machinery, imported machinery, because the dollar rate was close to 30 to 35.
32.
So people were importing machines from the foreign and putting a lot of plants there, because land was very, very cheap that time. And that time, demand was also taking a spurt.
Okay.
Because the first generation of Indian economy were getting created. So it was a spurt in demand, and you had a good background of the lower land rate and a lower plant and machinery rate.
Okay.
So it was a good time to set up manufacturing unit.
Okay.
What happened post 2000? That India has moved from a manufacturing economy to a service-led economy. The new age economy, like say banking sector, the private sector banking got a license in 1996.
Yeah.
So they have created the maximum job in Indian markets.
Okay.
Then IT sector has created a lot of jobs in the market. So from manufacturing, we move to a service-led economy. And that will also get reflected into Sensex. Even in one of the largest corporate house in India.
Yeah.
So we all have a great respect for a group called Tata.
Yeah.
So if I give you the composition to it, in 2001, across all 17 Tata Group companies, say Tata Com or Tata Communication or Tata Steel was contributing 38% of their revenues. And TCS was zero.
But now it's, I think,
it's reverse and double.
Yeah.
So today TCS contribute almost 60% of the revenue of the Tata Group, and rest. So that's how we have seen that how Indian economy has shifted in last 20 years. And every one of us has to rebalance our portfolios, our investments, either in the business or in the stock market. They have to rebalance as per which economic cycle we are part of as of now. So that's why we always say, so invest rightly, switch timely advice, which need to be followed in. Even today, I think it's a good time. If you missed out our advisory on last January 2020, we'll still say that you need to rebalance your portfolio and move out of sunset sector to sunrise sectors.
That's great. So now we've got one more advice now.
Yeah, sunrise sectors.
That's nice. So coming to the entry points, I wanted to ask that how do you bifurcate the asset classes, giving you four options like equity, debt, international funds and gold. How do you allocate into these asset classes?
I think we are not getting only Indian market cheap today. We are getting the world market cheaper. Even a Dow Jones is almost 35%, 30 to 35% down from the peak. So it's a time that we should build an international portfolio as well. We should build a domestic equity portfolio as well. And we should have some investment in the gold for time being. So if I can say so, that 20% should be parked in gold. 20% should be parked in international funds, where you can have exposure to international equities only through a mutual fund route, through a professional. And 60% you can have your portfolio to domestic equities. Even in domestic equities, you should be very careful that which sector your mutual fund scheme invest into. Because at Ashika Wealth Advisor, we always believe if you want to make money, then you need to be in a right economy, you need to be in a right sector, you need to be in a right business model, you need to be with the right promoter, and you need to be with right compliances. If your compliances are not there, rest four will take a back seat. That's what we have seen in DHFL case. The compliances were missing, and we have seen that how they collapsed. And a lot of corporate houses have collapsed because they were not compliant. So all these 5 parameters has to be taken care of even when you invest through a mutual fund scheme. So you should know that where your mutual fund has invested into what companies, which sector they are in. Well, each sector has its own time.
So talking about the mutual fund scheme that you just told, what should be the investment strategy now in this fiasco time? So it should be a lump sum amount, people should invest a lump sum amount, or stagger out the investment in like 1 year time, as in we could say a systematic investment plan. According to you, which is more reliable?
I think they can put 40% of their money now. Rest 60% can be deployed in next 6 months.
Okay.
Because the market has corrected so fast,
Yeah.
right? So it's a good entry point. You can put 40% of your total corpus now. Rest 60% can be deployed as and when we get an opportunity in next 6 month time. But post 6 month, we feel it will be a good time from a next 4 to 5 year perspective.
Okay. Great. So it's a great insight from you, Amit, and I think I'll keep coming for more market updates.
Absolutely.
So,
pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Good to have you. Yeah.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.